Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Sunny, also known as the Oracle of Alexandria, and today I have another romance reading for you. Our topic for this reading is, should you tell your person how you are feeling? We will do a two-part spread where we will look at their current life situation and particularly their internal environment, like do they have eyes on someone else? Are they open to receiving your love, etc.? And then we will look at, if you should tell them, how they might react. So with that out of the way, I have 3 piles here. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Pile 1 on the left has the alphabet oracle Psi. Pile 2 in the center has the alphabet oracles Lambda and Epsilon. And pile 3 on the right has the alphabet oracles Iota, Chi, and Mu. So you can choose one based on the alphabet letters on the pile. You can choose one based on its location, whichever your intuition is guiding you to choose. You can also choose one at random if your intuition isn't really speaking to you. And I will have timestamps down below for each individual pile's reading. Go ahead and check the video description for that, and I will see you in your reading proper. And now we'll cut to the video of the pile formation for those who would like to see that. Hello pile 1, and welcome to your reading. Today we will be looking at if you should tell your person, or someone that you have your eye on anyway, how you feel about them. This central column of cards here will represent the dominant energy of the situation, the context for the overall spread, or the dominant theme of the situation, as it were. So we'll be looking at we'll be looking at the card at the center of your reading here first, and it is Pentacle, respect. Okay, this seems like very positive energy. Another thing to know about pentacles is that they are a protective symbol. And so it could be that your person is very guarded. Okay, but just going by the card alone, I would say that they probably regard you pretty well. They have respect for you. So, right. Astrology, destiny. Okay, very interesting. It's hard to know for sure exactly how this card applies to the spread until I see some more cards here. You know, it could be that your meeting was destined, and so you're being drawn to them and wanting to tell them how you feel. Could be basically, you know, what is meant to happen for you two. It could also be that their destiny is going to take them somewhere else or has them reserved for someone else, as it were. But before we come to any conclusions, let's go ahead and take a look at some more of the cards. Oh, wow. The Green Men. The forces of nature favor you. Okay. That is some very powerful energy there, because the Green Man is... he is a symbol with links to fertility and abundance. He himself is not really that spirit of nature. He's more a spirit of protection and rejuvenation. He is a symbol of the energy that allows the regrowth of forests or fields, plants, etc. after winter. He does have a very protective energy, so it's interesting that we have this protective energy here twice. So I do feel like for some of you, your person is indeed someone who is going to be very guarded, maybe protective of their heart and their feelings also. They may not be a great communicator in the sense that because they hold everything close to their chest, they're not going to tell you everything. The Green Man, however, is a wonderful card to have here because he is a figure of truth. Okay, he has connections to speaking truth, and he warns of the consequences of dishonesty. So the Green Man is a very positive card here, that your person is probably someone who is very honest, very sincere, someone who may be very guarded. Again, they may keep, you know, their cards close to their chest and may not share a lot with you, but when they do, they're being honest. And they will also respect you, okay? They will treat you honorably also. This is all very positive energy to the character of your person here, with the exception of astrology. I'm really not sure what this card is intending to say here just yet, but I think once we get into more of the tarot cards, we will know. So this side of the spread here represents your person's current situation. And this will tell us, you know, if they do have eyes on someone, if they are already with someone, maybe fresh out of a breakup, you know, all of these sorts of things. We're going to know about where they are now before you approach them. And over here, we'll see if they're open to your expression of your feelings. Okay. So the card at the heart of the spread for the left-hand side is the Moon. Okay. With the Green Man here especially, I feel like they are in a cycle of change. You know, the moon goes through cycles every month. It grows dark, it grows full, it grows dark again. The Green Man here is very much a symbol of cycles of rejuvenation. So your person could be doing some healing here. It is possible with the moon that things have come to light for them, and they are dealing with that right now. Okay, we have the Seven of Pumpkins. This is the Seven of Coins. And yes, they are doing some sort of work, and I do feel like it is inner work that they are doing right now, mostly focusing on themselves. You can see here, Mary has her eyes closed. She's not even looking outside of herself right now. Okay. Next, we have the Ace of Lightning, or the Ace of Swords. Okay. So this is a very positive card. The Ace of Lightning represents a clear thought, okay, spiritual truths, higher values. This is a very positive card to have here. It's also a symbol of success and victory, okay? So your person is doing a lot of work. They're going through a period of growth right now, which is another reason why they may be more guarded and keeping things to themselves, because they're still sort of figuring everything out for themselves in their internal environment. But this is a very positive card because they're in a place where they have a clear mind. They're able to really sort through all of the things that they need to get through. And with this symbol of victory here, they can cut away the things that no longer serve their highest good in their life and create openings for new things, to bring in new things to serve their highest good. So this is very positive energy so far. The High Priestess. Yep. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of spiritual inner environment energy over here. And the High Priestess definitely speaks about getting in touch with your intuition, which is, the moon is a symbol of intuition also. And so your person right now is just very focused on themselves, which may be why they have that protective, kind of guarded energy, is that they're just not really looking outside of themselves right now for things of value in their life, for things of importance in their life. Okay. The Six of Candles, or the Six of Wands, okay? This is another success and victory card. And here with the High Priestess, she's literally reaching down towards this card. It almost feels like I'm sorry, I say he, but your person, they are, the green man kind of gave me masculine vibes here, but your person is really trying to figure themselves out, okay? They are reaching down inside themselves. This is a card of success and victory, but this is also a card of recognition. And what are they recognizing? Okay, there are things coming to light in their life, in their inner environment right now, that they are really, really focused on. So, okay. The Seven of Lightning, or the Seven of Swords. So it seems like there is something missing for them. And hopefully these two cards will kind of tell us a little bit more about that. But they're really focused on finding it, on having this completion, this success, this victory of sorting things out within themselves. So if I had to guess, your person probably doesn't have their eye on anyone else right now, and they may not have really noticed you because they are so set on organizing their life, particularly their inner environment, but in general, on organizing their life, on getting to know themselves. Okay, so here we have freedom. All right. I would say that, this is definitely a sign that your person is not involved with anyone else right now, so that's good. And it could be a negative sign in the sense that they want to maintain their freedom. It could also be because there's so much growth and inner work energy here that they are working towards some sort of freedom for themselves, freedom from some situation that they have felt like they were missing something, like things weren't right within themselves. Okay, so lastly we have Crusa. secrets. All right. Yeah, remember I said that things came to light probably fairly recently for them, and they're still really caught up in figuring it out. Okay? So right now they're just totally focused on themselves, and not in a selfish way, but in a healing and self-growth, self-knowledge sort of way. Okay, this is generally positive energy because I feel like your person is a good person. I feel like they're very deep and they are figuring themselves out. And once you go through cycles like this puts you in a better position where you can put your best foot forward in your relationships with other people. Okay, because you don't have all of this inner clutter and you understand your own inner workings a little better. Okay, so with secrets here, again, I feel like this is kind of reiterating that they may not be the most open communicator with you, but it does seem like there are good reasons for that. And so if you are okay, at least for most of you, Pile 1, with someone who may be more quiet, who doesn't really share a lot voluntarily, you know, I mean, they are a good person. They have a lot of integrity. In terms of this Destiny card here, I'm still not really sure. Let's see what this side of the reading has to say for you guys, because, I mean, it is entirely possible that right now they're in a destined period of growth and self-reflection and focusing on themselves, okay? Bringing out inner secrets and maybe keeping some of those as well. But let's see if this energy maybe relates to you two over here as we look at how your person might respond if you were to tell them how you feel. Okay? So your first card, and the card at the heart of the spread over here, is the Three of Oceans, or the Three of Cups. So just going on this card alone, I do feel like they would be open to it. I feel like they probably have a sort of mindset of the more the merrier. But they may not be ready to commit right away. You know, they may be someone who wants to take a little more time to get to know you a little better. And again, they're going through so much right now in their inner environment that they need to finish focusing on this and get all of this sorted out first before they can really invest in being the kind of partner that you need, essentially. Okay? All right, the Ten of Oceans, or the Ten of Cups. Okay, this is another very positive card here that, again, they are looking forward to having a nice relationship someday. They're looking forward to having a home and having a happy home life with family, if that's, you know, something that you and your person are interested in, but mostly, in the very least, a happy relationship and home life. Okay, and a successful one at that. That is definitely something that they are wanting in their life, but I feel like this is more of a long-term goal for them right now. Okay, the Knight of Fire, or the Knight of Wands. Your person is definitely someone who's very passionate and creative, so that is good. They are open to moving forward, I do believe. It's just that this is Knight of Swords, so they're not ready to dive in head first and go all the way, but they're very much open to moving in a new direction with their romantic life. And I do feel like they're very much open to considering possibilities with you. Hey, the Seven of Fire, or the Seven of Wands. Okay, so this brings me back to that sort of defensive element. you already know that they're not going to be the kind of person probably who shares everything and who opens up easily, okay? They may be someone where you have to ask the right questions to get the right information because they're so caught up in their head, especially with the Seven of Lightning, the Ace of Lightning, the High Priestess, and the Moon here. You have a lot of internal environment cards here. I feel like they are trying to find the right words for the sense that this is giving me. The first words that came to mind was that they are passionate about protecting themselves, but that's not exactly it. They are invested in protecting their heart. They're not really looking for someone who wants something more casual. They are looking for something serious, but they're also, again, not ready to dive in head first. Okay? With the Seven of Wands, or the Seven of Fire here, you usually have someone, they're standing on a hilltop and they're being attacked by other people. The thing about that is that they have an advantageous position, okay? Your person is someone who is fine being on their own, and they've got a lot on their plate right now that they're sort of figuring out. They don't need anyone else to feel happy or complete or secure. That doesn't mean that when they know how you feel and connect with you, that they won't feel like you aren't a soulmate. It's just that they're really not actively looking. Okay? So they are open to relationship progression. I mean, we have that here and here, and also here. It's just that they're fine being on their own, so they're not going to dive in head first. It's not going to be a quick, let's go straight for being a serious relationship sort of thing. That doesn't mean that the feelings won't be intense or the love isn't real and powerful. It just means that your person is someone who likes to take things slow and play things safe. Okay, again, they're more guarded, they're more protected, and they have respect for you too, so they don't want you to waste your time either if things aren't going to work out. Alrighty. The Eight of Skies, or the Eight of Swords. Okay, this is very interesting energy also. Normally with the Eight of Swords, we have someone who kind of keeps themselves trapped. But I don't really feel like your person is keeping themselves trapped. And if they are, they're figuring that out right now. They are realizing that there are things that they are doing. There are mental cycles or thought processes that are not serving their highest good. And they are working on sorting that out right now. But this, for me, doesn't really say that they are someone who is keeping themselves trapped in some way. Rather, it says that, again, they're very guarded, they're protected, because normally you have the figure surrounded by the Eight Swords. They're spaced apart far enough that the person could walk away at any time. Okay? But your person is not someone who's going to easily let down their guard. Okay? They are open to getting to know you and to having a future with someone. But it could be due to past trauma. Maybe someone violating their trust within a relationship, that they're just more slow and guarded in terms of opening up and trusting and really investing in a relationship. Okay, the Faceless. And this is interesting. I think the first time I had this card come up in a reading was for my channel, actually. I've never had this card come up. So this is a custom card for this deck. And let me see. Do I have I don't have the booklet here. Okay. 1 second. I need to go get the booklet. Okay, so unfortunately I can't get to my guidebook because the tarot I set up, or the table I set up to do my readings here, is blocking the cabinet where I keep all of my decks. And so to get to it, I'd have to move everything. But I did look it up online, and I found that this card represents, well, first of all, there is an aspect to it that is, again, very protective. The wording in the guidebook makes this card seem a little more deceptive or shifty, because this is someone who is basically a person of many faces. Their goals and ambitions change regularly, and so it can be difficult to know what their intentions are with them. Okay? I don't think your person would try to be deceptive at all, because you have so many cards here that speak to being truthful and honorable. But the guidebook itself does paint this card out to be someone who is possibly deceptive, and that's not your person here. So I just want to make it clear what the guidebook says about this card so that we can go from there. So your person is not deceptive. They may be someone of many faces or someone with many interests, but really I feel like this is more about them being self-defensive, protective, and not opening up easily. They are someone who is very deep, and it's like an onion, and you have to peel back the layers to get to the core of the fruit. It may very much be like that with your person here, that they will reveal things to you about themselves in a sort of layered way. And it may feel like some of the information may kind of catch you off guard, because there is a meaning of this card about sudden opportunities and sudden changes. So it may feel like you are taken by surprise with some of the layers that come out over time with this person. But I don't think there's going to be anything really terrible in there, at least not based on what I'm seeing in this spread. So I do feel like this speaks more about their kind of private and protected nature, that they have a lot of surprises for you, but I think that they're mostly positive surprises. Okay, so we have Set, the Prince of Avarice. The keywords for Set are short-sightedness, ambition, and narcissism. Okay. It very well could be that your person has a bit of a self-centered, somewhat selfish side to them. I mean, we all have our shadow side. And it's clear that your person is really caught up in their internal environment, in their thoughts, in personal issues right now. Okay? And it may be difficult for them to look beyond that right now, since one of the keywords here is short-sightedness. With ambition, they have a lot in their life that they want to fix and a lot that they want to achieve, especially with the Six of Candles here. And so this just may not be the best time for them to have a relationship right now. Now, based on the cards that we have here, I would still say it would be worthwhile to let them know how you feel. But don't expect things to radically change overnight with your person, because even though they're open to it, they've got so much that they're working through, so much that they want to achieve either within themselves or in their life in general. Okay, and they're kind of really focused on that right now. Okay, your final card is the Bouquet, for this side of the reading anyway. And the Bouquet is a card about success and victory, okay? If you were to offer them a bouquet, I think it would be well received, all right? Because they are open to other romantic connections in their life right now from whatever they've had in the past, and so on and so forth. It's just, they have some hang-ups, they have some issues, but I think that they are mostly a very genuine person and a positive person that would be worthwhile getting to know if you can handle being with someone who may not be a fantastic communicator, someone who may hold their cards close to their chest. That is, All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at your shadow cards and see how things in the reading change with these coming out. These represent, the progression of these situations here. So, all right. We have air, imagination. Yeah, so the air element is the mental element, the thought element, the spirit element. They are going to be stuck in their head for a while. They're going to have a lot to sort out in their internal environment for a while. Okay. The wolf, beware who you trust, okay? The wolf is an interesting card to get here because I don't feel like they are not trustworthy. And, the fact that the Green Man and Pentacle here, respect, came out first, and then this came out in the shadow card. For some of you, there is a small possibility that your person, the surprises that they have for you will be something unpleasant, okay? Something that even could be a deal breaker for you. But the wolf is also very much a positive sign here, just ignoring the keywords down there. Because the wolf is a community-oriented animal. The wolf is a caregiver. The wolf is a protector. The wolf is family-oriented. Okay, even a lone wolf usually still works with the pack, even, from a distance. I feel like, again, ignoring the keywords there, that your person does have a relationship-oriented side to them. It's just that, again, they've got so much going on in their private life right now that they really need to sort out and figure out that may, it will impact their quality as a partner because they're going to be so focused on that. They're not going to be a great communicator, at least not in every way. Again, if you ask the right questions, you will probably get answers. And so if there are things that are important to you that you really need to know, you need to ask about it as you get to know your person and give them the opportunity to reveal more of their layers to you. But I don't know, I just feel like for a small minority of you, again, some of the layers, some of the surprises may be deal breakers. And it may even be related to what they are trying to sort out right now, the things that they are working through. Okay. Lots, so chance. That's very interesting, sort of like rune stones or something. They're open to taking a chance with this. Again, I think that they have respect for you, that they regard you well, and so they would be open to trying a relationship with you. I'm just kind of unsure of what sort of partner they are going to be for you. But I guess we'll know more once we get back to this side of the reading. Let's go ahead and look at your card here at the heart of their inner environment again. And we have the 8 of candles. So the 8 of candles really is denoting a focused action, okay, on their internal environment. They are just really invested on sorting themselves out right now. This is something very important to them. and even more important than having another relationship right now. They may even be aware of how this sort of impacts their ability to be a partner, hence why they are so slow and hesitant to enter into a relationship. The desire is clearly there. The ability may be a little bit what is lacking. Okay, they're just really focused on sorting themselves out right now, because this is a card of directed action. Okay, and it is on top of the moon. It's next to the High Priestess and the Ace of Lightning. So yeah, let's see, protection again. Wow, I mean, this energy is all over this spread. They are so defensive. And I feel like they are defensive for good reason. I feel like they have been hurt in the past. You know, when we share things, we make ourselves vulnerable because we share very personal parts of ourselves that, you know, people will judge us on. Maybe their favorite song is a genre of music you really don't like, you know, and sometimes it can really hurt to be judged, especially by someone that we care about, someone that we are interested in romantically. Again, that's just a suggestion. I'm not saying that's what that's what the situation is, but you know, I feel like they are guarded for good reason. I don't really believe that they're intentionally being deceptive. The thing is that for some of them, there could be a little bit of that there. That one of the reasons they are slow to open up to you is because there's something big in their past that they're trying to hide before they share it with you, that they're trying to get to know you better to see if they can trust you with that information about themselves. And the reason they do it is because of how vulnerable it makes them feel to share that, to put that information out there to be judged by someone else. Okay. Oh my gosh. Protectress. We have Athena as a protectress, and she's the goddess of wisdom. She's very much associated with the mind and mental workings. And again, wow. Wow, I don't think I've ever had this happen before in a reading. Pretty much ever. So yeah, your person is, they're very guarded, okay? And that is something that you have to keep in mind if you decide to continue to approach them, to give them the opportunity to get to know you and trust you enough to open up with you, okay? That can be a really deep and powerful thing to experience with someone like this, but it may require patience. This relationship will probably be very different from a lot of relationships that you have in the past, and especially those that you see presented in pop culture and, you know, TV, movies, books, whatever. This isn't going to be a whirlwind, passionate romance. Obviously, that potential is there, but your person is just so defensive. Okay. The Hermit, yeah. Okay. Yeah, at this point, it's just getting hard to go on and just, you know, they're fine being alone. And while they do have interest in having a relationship again, it's hard to say, you know, how long you might be forced to wait if you wanted to wait for this person. The Hermit is another card about going within and focusing on yourself, gaining self-knowledge. And this could mean for some of you that if you told your person how you feel, it will be well received, but they may choose to just keep working through their own stuff right now. because this just has to be sorted out before they can fully open to romance and relationship. Hey, Abaddon or Abaddon, Overlord of the Abyss. Pestilence, corruption, and malice are the keywords here. So, wow. This reading has really gone from average to intense. And so again, setting the keywords aside, what is interesting about this card is that Abaddon is called the unknowable. He's referred to as an alien being who resides in the abyss. And referring to your person here again, and on the side of the spread that is about your sharing your feelings with them, they just probably aren't ready to be a partner right now. And because of what they're dealing with, they may not be able to be a good partner, even if they were open to being a partner right now. I think that they're just really focused on themselves. It is possible that, with the wolf here, and again, the keywords or affirmation, whatever you want to call it, that we set aside with the wolf, it is possible that for some of you, your person, if they do decide to enter into a relationship with you, they may not have the best of motives for that connection. Okay, so I would be careful about approaching them, especially if they somehow do want to move quickly with you. I would put my foot on the brake and really, get to know them more. I feel like, again, for most of you, your person is a perfectly honorable person, but they may have, some darkness in their past. It seems like some of them are working through their shadow stuff right now, and that's not a good place to put yourself, because then you get caught up in your partner's shadow self and their work with that, and just really at the end of the day, I don't feel like that they're going to be a great partner, unfortunately. And not for some of them, I do think that it's not that they don't want to be a good partner, it's just that they can't right now. All right, let's look at your last card here, the fish. So the fish is about enterprises and wealth and reward and abundance. Think about casting your net in the sea and you pull it up and it's full of fish. The problem with that is that I'm not sure, if that means that, I think for some of you, maybe even a small minority of you, this relationship could somehow still be rewarding for you. It may be worthwhile to approach having a connection with this person. Again, I would be very careful and, make sure you protect yourself. Really try to get to know them before taking any major steps with them. However, for some of you, your person may decide that their focus is more on their own self-gain. And so if they try to enter into a relationship with you, it could be for totally selfish reasons, or because the Hermit is here, they may reject you to continue focusing on what they're trying to build in their life. whether it is healing, because I do think there is some healing going on, or, wealth and success on some physical material level. This reading really took a 360 turn. Let's go ahead and look at your alphabet oracle here, and then I'll give you my closing thoughts. Okay, so your letter was C. And the oracle verse associated with this is, proper is this judgment from the gods. Okay? And that judgment, I feel like, is, for most of you, just be careful with this person. Okay? You can try and give things a shot, but you need to protect yourself just as much as they're protecting themselves. Okay? And take things slow and really be observant and be on your guard if this is something that you really want to give a shot to. For most of you, I would say this person just isn't in a place where they are ready to be a partner. And so you should look elsewhere. And I don't like having to say something like that, but I really don't think that most of your people are a bad person. Okay? Like I said before, they're working on some healing and fixing of themselves, but because they are so focused on their internal environment and maybe to a degree their external environment, etc., they just can't be a good partner. And you deserve someone who is capable of meeting you halfway. But at the end of the day, this is a decision that you have to make, and I've given you all of the information that I can as best I can. Just be careful. Be careful of who you trust. Okay? Be careful of who they trust also, like who are their friends and so on. Who are the people that they keep around them is another thing to consider. And just be careful. I still believe that for a small number of you, this relationship can still be rewarding, but it will probably take a lot of work and effort to get it to that point, and a lot of patience also. So with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and leave you here, pile one. I'm sorry if this is a very disappointing reading. Thank you for joining me. And, I hope that this is helpful. And, please feel free to comment down below and let me know, if you have any questions or other thoughts on the reading. And, leave me a like if you found the video helpful or enjoyable. And if you'd like to join me for other videos in the future, please consider subscribing. I do a romance reading every Thursday. I do a general spiritual guidance or general guidance reading every Wednesday. On Saturdays, I have a week ahead spread where we take a look at some of the things you may encounter in your week ahead. And then on Tuesday and Friday, I do a tarot review on Tuesday, and an oracle deck review on Friday. So if any of that interests you, please consider subscribing so that I can see you for a future video. And until then, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take care of yourself, pile one. Be careful with your person. Just don't be hasty, and good luck with everything. And if this connection doesn't work out, I'm sure that you will find a better fit elsewhere. So until then, take care, pile one. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. Should you tell your person how you are feeling? Today we're going to be doing a two-part spread. This side, the left side of the spread, is going to be where we look at your person's current environment in terms of, are they with someone and you don't know it? Are they, what are they going through? And then over here we will see, what might happen if you tell them how you are feeling about them. This central column of cards here is where we will begin our reading, and basically it represents the dominant theme, energy, or context for the overall spread ahead. And the card at the heart of the reading here is Earth, grounding. Okay, so your person could be an earth sign. They could be someone who is very down to earth, very grounded, very, comfortable being physical, that sort of thing. Let's see. Crystals, healing. Okay. Maybe they work in like alternative medicine, Reiki, crystal healing, flower essences, that sort of things. But it could also be that right now they are working on healing or looking for healing. I think we'll know more about this card when we see more of the other cards. Seduction, passion, and romance await. Okay, very interesting. So for some of you, this person could be someone who is what's the word? I always I try to be careful with my wording because I don't want to give wrong impressions here. So I try to choose my words carefully. Your person may be someone who is very passionate and romantic when in a relationship. They could also be someone who is very comfortable, especially with Earth here, comfortable with casual things also. So that is something to keep in mind. And also, if you decide to approach them, it's important to make sure that they understand what sort of connection you are looking for. If you're looking for something serious, monogamous, etc., it's important to be sure that they know that and that they are comfortable working within that sort of relationship paradigm. Okay, let's see. So, all right, yeah. The Empress. This person is someone who is very abundant, very nurturing, very loving, again, passionate and romantic. That's definitely energy here, as well as the earth energy and even the crystal energy to a degree. I feel like your person is probably someone who is very attractive, at least to you, if not conventionally. But I feel like your person, for many of you, is probably someone who is very conventionally attractive also. And they probably have a really great personality, at least in terms of how they portray themselves to other people publicly. They are someone who is very social, who is, again, very supportive, very kind, very, very personable and abundant. They may be someone who is very compassionate. Again, with the Empress, we have nurturing energy. So, okay. The Three of Potions, or the Three of Cups. So, yeah, this is someone who is very active in their community, be that their circle of friends or their religious community or with their coworkers or whatever it is. They are someone who enjoys getting together with other people and connecting and having a good time. They are probably the life of the party, sometimes, if not all the time. They just really are very social. So that is something to keep in mind, especially if you are more of an introvert. Okay. The Seven of Potions, or the Seven of Cups. Your person could be someone who is picky. on some level. With the Seven of Cups, we have choices that need to be made. And it could be that they have some options on the table now that they are trying to decide between. So let's see what else comes out here. All right, the Eight of Lightning. I am getting a feeling that your person may also be a bit distant on some level. They're very social, they're very outgoing, they're talkative, but they also may be a bit closed off too when they feel like someone is really getting to know them and who they are. They may be a little more defensive or protective of themselves. The Five of Potions, okay. With the Seven of Cups here being about choices, and oftentimes the Eight of Lightning or the Eight of Swords is about, we keep ourselves trapped on some level because we are afraid to step outside of something, outside of ourselves, outside of a situation, etc. It could be that your person really likes being single, but I feel like there's also an aspect to that they're really not satisfied completely with their life as it is right now, and there's something good or important, etc., that they are either looking for or that is present and they haven't noticed it. And for some of you, that good thing that is there for them could be you. But let's see what other cards we get here. Okay, the Two of Cups or the Two of Potions. All right. I do feel a bit like serious relationships, committed relationships may not be their strong suit for whatever reason. I don't think that their intentions are dishonorable. I just think that they may be afraid of the vulnerability and of opening up to another person on a deep level. And so they are looking for love, but perhaps not looking for it in the right ways. And so they never really find exactly what they actually want because they are sort of hiding from serious romantic and emotional commitment. If that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. Let's see. Okay, Iris, messages. Iris is a goddess of communication. And it's interesting, the goddess of the rainbow, she's very colorful. And I feel like your person is also someone who is very colorful, very fun to be around. But I think that they also have some damage inside that they try to hide from everyone else and that they try to protect themselves from too, in ways that necessarily aren't serving their highest good. Like putting on a happy face and being social and being the life of the party may be a way for them to hide from how they're really feeling inside. Okay. With messages, my first feeling was a lot of messages, and like I've had this image of social media dating apps where you're swiping and all of that. I feel like they do have a lot of options. The door is open, maybe not to committed relationship exactly. I don't think that's off the table because you have the Two of Cups here, but they're open to relationships on different levels, just social relationships, friendships, etc., and probably casual connections too. And I'm not judging, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just letting you know in case that is an issue for you. Again, though, of course, if you decide to go through with it and approach them, you should, ask them questions and try to confirm, and of course, be honest about the sort of connection that you are looking for too, because your person may not exactly be able to be in that sort of relationship right now. They may have, with the healing card here, they may have some healing that they need to do before they're really able, but we'll find out more about that over here. Okay. All right, blessings. So I do think that they have a lot of abundance in their life. They have a lot of positive aspects, and they share that with everyone around them. I really do see this person as being a light to the people that they're close to. And generally, they are a great person to be around. But let's see, are they a good person to be in a relationship with? So this side of the spread is about how they might respond, the possibility, the potential between you and them if you share your feelings with them. And at the heart of the spread there, we have the Four of Fire or the Four of Wands. So that is actually very positive. Okay, the Four of Wands is a success and victory card. It's a card where usually you put in a lot of work to achieve something and it works out okay, and you get to celebrate that victory. And so this, for some of you, may be someone that you've been going back and forth with for a while. And again, possibly because I think they do favor more casual things, because they remain distant on some level. You two haven't really fully committed and dived into a relationship where you two are, a full-on legit item together. Okay. But you've been together, you've known each other for a while, is kind of the sense that I'm getting. And if you share with your person, the odds are very good that they will respond favorably to your feelings. They may have some reservations due to their own damage, let's say, due to their own unhealed wounds, as it were. Okay. The King of Earth. So this is a very positive card. This is very much a family-oriented, home-oriented card. This person is someone who is very, again, abundant for sure. Also very creative and nurturing and able to build solid and strong things. So I think you two absolutely can have a strong connection if you can, work through the Seven of Lightning here, or the Eight of Lightning here, I'm sorry. Okay, the Queen of Fire. This is another good card. It's the Queen of Fire or the Queen of Wands is someone who is very passionate and creative. Again, so you have a lot of strong creativity energy here. This is someone who knows what they want, and they're very good about getting it, going for it, and getting it. Okay? So if they put their eyes on you, they're going to make this work. They're going to go all in and fully invest on having the best connection with you possible. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay? So if you open up to your person about your feelings, you two are going to start a new cycle together. And this very well could be that you two are going to become a couple or enter into a relationship, whatever the exact details of that are. It could also be that, opening up to them, it will start a new cycle for you where at least they are really considering the connection and so on. It doesn't necessarily mean that you two are going to be, moving in next week. It just means that A new phase will start for you, and it does generally seem very positive. Okay, the Ace of Earth, yes. All right. Yeah, a new phase will start for you, and there are definitely a lot of good opportunities here. The Ace of Earth is very much a pentacle. Ace of Coins or Pentacles is very much about growth. Okay, and new opportunities on a material, physical level for sure. So, this sharing your feelings with your person will really change your connection. Okay, and I think it's definitely for the positive. The High Priest. Okay, yeah. So it may very well be that despite their very social and effervescent and positive nature, and even, maybe a history of being cool with more casual relationships and connections and stuff, which again is not a bad thing, I think that they will be open to having a more traditional relationship with you and really settling down and having that home. This is going to be really a new opportunity, a new change, a new process, especially for your person. So I do think that this connection will be a good one, honestly. This Eight of Lightning here is kind of bothering me a little bit, but I think that overall, you two are going to be happy together. You're going to have a good connection. Like, you are someone that they are willing to settle down with. And I think that is a really powerful thing, because this is someone who has a lot of friends, who has a big community of people, and maybe a lot of romantic possibilities and options around them, but they are choosing you. And I really love that energy that, you are the one for them, in a sense. Okay, the Whip. This card may seem a little intimidating or scary. Don't let it frighten you. The Whip can indicate disharmony or conflict or disagreement on some level. And so it could be that, making this sort of commitment won't be the easiest thing for your person. But at least now, for the most part, I do believe that you two can probably work through that and make things work. There may be an adjustment period, is what that is, where they kind of have to come to terms with the sort of connection and relationship that you two are going to have together, and really get comfortable with that. Could also be that, maybe they have a kinky side. But let's see what other cards come up here. So we have the Prince, the Forgotten Adversary. Okay, the keywords here are sorrow, lost valor, and serendipity. And again, don't let the keywords frighten you. We'll know a little more once we get to the shadow cards, but serendipity is usually a good thing here. And I don't really see anything to make me believe, that there is lost valor or sorrow. It could be that the conflict or the struggle represented by the Whip, though, may have to do with another person outside of your connection. We have here the Forgotten Adversary. So I don't know if it's maybe one of your exes could be an issue, or one of your person's exes could be a problem. But that is something to keep in mind, that while you two will connect fairly well, external things going on around you might make things a little difficult. Okay, so, oops, sorry, I bumped my tripod here, you could call it. Okay. All right, so these cards represent essentially how things will progress, okay, how the energy will change. Banishment. Okay, that's interesting. I feel like banishment here, or hex, is things are going to change. You know, your person has historically been very social and outgoing, and again, may have had casual connections and so on and so forth. And I feel like that this banishment is about changing an aspect of their life or their lifestyle. But let's take a look at some of the other cards here. Okay, the shooting star, confirmation. Okay. This for me is a positive sign, for the most part, that they are capable of being a good partner to you and making this relationship work. Again, it may not be easy, especially not at first, because there is going to be that adjustment period. And, you know, there's always growing pains with these sorts of adjustments. So, you know, that might be something to keep in mind. But overall, I do think, you know, let's see, the Mystic Circle, your abilities will be enhanced. Okay. So I feel like this is almost going to be you two as a couple are two halves coming together, making each other whole in a sense. Okay, when I saw the shooting star, the first thing that came to mind was like a wish come true. And so I do feel like, you know, your abilities will be enhanced. I do feel like you two will be good for each other. You two will enhance each other's lives. Hey, the 10 of Candles. All right. This one here, since we're looking here at your partner's current situation and so on, they may have a lot of obligations. And again, it may be difficult for them to connect fully to this relationship with you because they also have a lot of, you know, other partners or potential partners, etc., friends with benefits, whatever they have going on. The 10 of Candles or the 10 of Wands is about obligations. And so I do think that they have a lot of, not really obligations. Obligations isn't what I'm feeling from this, but they have a lot of connections on their plate and things like that. A lot of social, you know, friendship connections that they have to sort through, that they have to rearrange. And, you know, in order to make this work, that there's a lot that they're going to have to change to be a good partner for you. Change isn't really the right word, but they're going to have to sort of rearrange or reorganize aspects of their life. You know, the way things are now, that, you know, they've got a lot on their plate and they're making a sudden change, a big change with you. So, boy, I'm sorry. I kind of sound negative, but I'm not trying to sound negative. It's just that, yeah, this card is hard for me to put into words fully and clearly exactly what I'm feeling from it. But yeah, I just feel like there are just things that they're going to have to change and rearrange about their life. And some of those people who may be involved with that may not be happy about it. So I'm really connecting this almost with the forgotten adversary here in the Prince, that some of the obligations, the connections in your person's life aren't going to make it easy for things to change. But we have the goddess of victory here, goddess Nike, the Greek goddess of victory. So I mean, you can't really ask for much more than that. Let's see, taking risks. All right. So, yes, with this change, with this connection, um, your person is going to be changing their life and may, on some level, be taking a risk being with you. You may be taking a risk being with them, but this is more about them and their life and environment right now. That things as they are may not be the most conducive to this change, but it's going to work out okay because, again, your person is a king of earth, queen of fire energy. These are energies that get things done, that achieve things. They love very intensely and strongly. They invest fully in what they commit to. So I do think that your partner is going to work through all of this, all of the external environment stuff, okay. All right, the Five of Skies. So it's going to be a little bit difficult. Again, this is another card about disagreements. And so the adjustment period may not go smoothly. But when you make a serious life change like this, I guess that is to be expected. You have someone going from one environment to another environment, and there's going to be some growing pains with that sort of change. So, I mean, overall, I feel like you two have a lot of possibility for a great relationship together. And I would say, yes, go for it. Tell them how you feel. If you really want to commit to this and make this work, I say go for it, because I think it can work out well overall. But there may be some hiccups at the beginning, some difficulties that you have to deal with, and it may come back to the Ten of Candles, the forgotten adversary over here, things of that nature. Maybe even it may have to do with the sort of risks being involved here, where your person is sort of taking a leap of faith here. And I feel like it's more a leap of faith in themselves rather than a leap of faith in you or something else. I feel like they may be hesitant and uncertain if they can be a good partner for you. And I think that is a positive aspect for them to have and a positive way for them to be. So, okay. Ereshkigal, the Queen of Shadows. Wrath, instability, and suspicion. Okay. I'm really feeling like I shouldn't have used this deck. Right. So, yeah, again, with the disagreements here and so on, there is a possibility for some of you. I really am not feeling this very strongly, but for some of you, your partner may be someone who has mood swings and who can get very angry very quickly and easily. And so, if you really want to connect with them, you really want to be with them, that is something you're going to have to figure out if you can live with. Because that sort of personality trait is not easy to change. It takes a lot of work and a lot of effort, and it often takes years and years of time. And even then, once you've spent a lifetime building a certain habit and a certain way of being, it doesn't change easily. And that could be an aspect of the Ten of Candles here. But I do feel like a lot of this energy is from outside of your connection, outside of your relationship. Could be your partner has an ex, I think I mentioned that before, who isn't going to make things easy for you, who doesn't want to allow them to move on or to commit to you, because that would mean that their access to that person will be reduced, if that makes sense. Okay, you have the Crane. I think this one may also be called the Bird, but I think it's the Crane. Or, I'm sorry, it's the stork, rather. Yeah. So this is a card of new beginnings and working towards change. It's about transitions and things of that sort. So this disagreement and struggle energy does make sense that as things shift and change, there are going to be some growing pains. But overall, I really do feel like you two are going to make this work. That most of you watching this who decide to commit to your partner, this is going to be a good relationship overall. And this is someone that you clearly have a lot of admiration for. And many other people do as well. Like, people generally have a positive perspective of your partner, of your person, rather. I'm sorry. So, yes, I would say you should open up to them and share how you're feeling, but just be ready for some bumps in the road as things begin to change and start moving towards your new relationship with this person. And again, I feel like most of those bumps are going to be external factors and not so much have to do with you or your person. But for some of you, there could be an aspect of your person having anger issues. Before we go, I actually do want to pull a couple of clarifiers on this, because this Eight of Swords, Eight of Lightning energy here is really just, I don't know, it's been bothering me the whole time, because it really stands out as a card that doesn't fit in with the rest of the cards over here and with the spread. And so, if they are keeping themselves trapped on some level, etc., I would like to know more about, in what way are they isolating themselves or keeping themselves trapped, or whatever the case is. We'll know more here. Okay, let's see. So we'll just pull a couple of clarifiers and take a look and see what comes out. I probably should have done this sooner, but I normally don't. So, okay. The first card is the King of Pumpkins. Okay. All right. So, yeah, the King of Earth and the King of Pumpkins are both the King of Coins here. Wow. Okay. So, on some level, I feel like they do keep themselves serially single. Okay. That they are generally a serial single. Again, I feel like generally they prefer more casual relationships and so on. And so they keep themselves trapped in the sense that they focus on themselves rather than on building a home and a family and a life with a partner or partners, whatever the situation is. Let's look at this one here. Okay, the Page of Potions. This is the Page of Cups. Yeah, that makes total sense. Okay, the Page of Cups or the Page of Potions is a card where you have new opportunities for love, and it's interesting, new messages of love. So the messages here could be about your feelings, you opening up and sharing your feelings with them. And they have historically kind of been defensive and non-responsive to, that sort of serious commitment, that sort of serious relationship. Okay. And they may have good reason for it, considering some of the energy around them and your connection, etc. They may have good reasons for why they keep themselves single, because there could be a person in their life or your life or both of your lives who are going to make having a relationship with someone else difficult. So yeah, this pretty much just confirms what I was thinking. All right, let's look at your alphabet oracle messages. So first we have Lambda, and then we have Epsilon. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Ypsilon here, because I feel like it has a lot of relevance to some of the situation here, especially with Ereshkigal and the Prince, the Forgotten Adversary. So Ypsilon, the oracle verse for this is, "Useless toil, this wedding isn't thine." And I feel like that is kind of speaking to the jealousy of other people coming out about this connection. But there is another, an older translation of the oracle verse for this one, and it is, "Undertaking fine is held by deed." Okay, so having this work out okay is held by your deeds and your partner's deeds, and sharing your feelings with them and working through these initial bumps in the road to make this connection work, which I think that you two will do beautifully. With Lambda here, this one is also very interesting. The oracle verse for this one is, "Leave off grief and then await delight." Okay, so there may be some struggle, some issue, etc. You are encouraged to leave off that grief, just work through it, keep a big picture perspective on it, and understand that this turmoil, this turbulence, it's not forever, it's just for a little while. Okay, there's also a second verse for this one, and that is, "Lovely bodes the widespread word, all things." And I know that's a bit oddly phrased. Lovely bodes the widespread word for all things. Okay, and that is a good omen overall. So I do feel like generally this connection is going to be a good connection. There's just going to be a little difficulty in figuring out how to get all the pieces to fit and make things work, especially because of other people outside of your relationship maybe not taking this change too positively. And this could be, it may not be lovers or another lover, an ex, etc. It could also be like parents, for example, not really being on board with this relationship or something. So, all right, with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and leave you here because this reading ran really long. I apologize for that, but I hope that it was helpful for you. If you enjoyed it, if you got some helpful insight out of it, then please do consider leaving me a like and maybe commenting down below and letting me know. If you'd like to join me for another video, please consider subscribing. I do 3 tarot readings a week. On Wednesday, I do a spiritual guidance or a general guidance video. On Thursday, I do a relationship romantic guidance video. And then on Saturday, I do a week ahead spread where we look at what you may encounter in your week ahead. And then on Tuesdays, I do a tarot deck review video, and on Fridays, I do an oracle deck review video. So if any of that interests you, please consider subscribing so that I can see you again in a future video. And until then, take care, Pile 2, and good luck with everything. I think it's mostly going to go fine. So take care of yourselves, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon. Hello, Pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading today. In case anyone needs a reminder, our topic is, should you tell them how you feel? On the left side of the spread, we will look at their current situation, their current environment, internal or external, what is going on in their life. And then over here, we will look at how things may possibly progress if you do decide to share how you feel. The central column of cards here represents the dominant theme, energy, or context for the overall spread. And let's begin with the card at the heart of the spread, which is Litha, Intensification. Okay, so that could go a lot of ways. Oh, wow, a lot of ways. Let's get some more information here, shall we? Okay, Medusa, jealousy leads to downfall. Okay, that is also interesting. And then lastly, we have smoke, prayers. Okay. I actually want to withhold making any judgments on these cards until we've seen more of the other cards in the spread, because I don't want to misinterpret them. So let's see what is going on in your person's life right now. Okay. So we have the Six of Potions. This is the Six of Cups. It seems like they may be sort of caught up in the past. They may be focusing on a lost love, for example, a relationship that they used to have and that they don't anymore. The Emperor, okay. There is an aspect of the Six of Cups or Potions here that is about kindness and generosity and giving. That's usually not the mainstream way to understand that card, but there is an aspect of that. And with the Emperor here, generally I feel like your person is very orderly and structured, and probably, has a very nice side to them, is very nice in many cases. Is someone who is very generous and open and positive, and giving, I should say. Okay. All right, the Knight of Pumpkins, or the Knight of Coins. So the Knight of Coins is about being prepared and having everything you need, which makes sense when we have the Emperor here, because the Emperor is someone who is very structured and organized in their life. So your person has it together, as it were. They're prepared for whatever comes their way. And I think that they have this very kind and genuine side to them. There's also a lot of potential for growth with the Knight of Coins, and that is really bringing me back to the Litha card here, the Intensification card. So, yeah, let's keep going. All right, the Six of Lightning. Okay, this is the Six of Swords, and this is a card about moving towards a better location. When I first opened this deck and saw this card, I should say, my first thought was that the lightning bolts striking the wand were, in essence, powering it to move towards a better location, to move into a better position in life. And so your person is kind of on the right track. They've got everything figured out. They've got everything in order, and they're moving towards a better place in their life. So it could be that they do have some reservations about the past on some level, but their future is looking very bright. Okay, the Queen of Pumpkins, or the Queen of Coins. Okay. Yeah, this is someone who is very nurturing, again, very kind. Someone who is also very patient. This is someone who can create things, create relationships, create a nice home, create whatever it is that they really want to work on. And they're able to nurture things into a good direction, into a direction that they want them to go. They are very creative, they're very intelligent, they're very capable. And I think that's generally good energy. Okay, the 8 of pumpkins, or the 8 of coins. So this is someone who is very committed and determined, and who is very good at getting what they want, because they're willing to put in the hard work and the effort to make things happen. And that definitely makes sense with the Queen of Pumpkins, that I think if they are in a relationship and if they are committed to that relationship, they will put in as much work as they feel they need to help that relationship be in a good place. And right now it does seem like they are working very hard to get themselves up on their feet and get established and get to a better place than they were maybe in the past. Okay, we have Apollo, the god of light. So Apollo here is interesting. There is so many layers to Apollo that we can unpack here. There is an aspect of Apollo as a god of healing. And with the 6 of lightning and the 6 of cups here, I do feel like your person may be working on healing on some level. And with Apollo here, with the god of light, Apollo literally is light, okay? He is not Helios, he is not the source of that light, he is the light itself, the product of Helios's efforts, basically. And light illuminates, okay? There's a lot of light shining on your person right now, and generally this illuminates things about ourselves or our life that may need some work. It can also be inspiration and creativity, which would also make sense here with the Queen of Coins here, with the Knight of Coins, even with the 8 of Coins here. Okay, that your person is someone who is very creative. Again, they're very good at making things happen and getting what they want. Okay, yeah, success. If they're not already a success, then they are certain to be one in the future, because they are someone who works very hard to have their flowers bloom in the way that they want them to. Okay? So, great. Let's look at the cards over here. If you were to tell them how you feel, we start with the Hanged Man. And this is a card about getting a new perspective. Okay? It is a card about change. Usually, the perspective that we get with the Hanged Man is one that helps us grow and better ourselves on some level. Okay, the Page of Fire, or the Page of Wands. I do think that there is some openness here to this change. And it may actually, they may consider this a positive change. A positive opportunity and confession here. The Page of Fire can represent a new journey, and the Suit of Fires is very passionate. And so, this to me says that there is an openness to having a new relationship. All right, the 2 of Skies. This is the 2 of Swords. I feel like you two will have a lot of balance in your life together. Okay, that despite this sort of things being turned upside down energy of the Hanged Man, that you two will, you're not going to be knocked off balance or off guard or anything. Your person is not going to be knocked off balance or off guard. this isn't going to shake up their world, is what I'm trying to say. They will receive the news quite well, and they will approach it in a very balanced and fair manner, and probably put a lot of thought into it as well. The most important thing is that they don't get too caught up in their head that they can't make a decision. But let's see what else we have going on here. Okay, Temperance, another balance card, another card of kindness in this aspect with the saber-toothed tiger and the little kangaroo rat or kangaroo mouse. With Temperance, we do have two polarities coming together, two different things coming together and coming together as one. So I think that this is generally, again, a very positive sign that your person is open to having this connection. The Four of Earth. Okay, I want to go ahead and see the last tarot card here. We have Judgment. Okay. While I do believe that your person is open to a relationship with you, I think for some of you, a small minority of you, your person may be hesitant to make the change. They may want to hold on to what they have now. The Four of Earth, or the Four of Coins, is a card usually where the person depicted in it is holding on to all of their coins. They've got coins under their feet. They're clutching one to their chest. They are, they're not open. They're not giving. They are holding on to what they have now. The Two of Skies, or the Two of Swords, can represent someone who is closed off also. And so for some of you, your person may not be ready right now for the change, but there is an openness to the relationship. And so I think it's just something that you're going to have to take sort of step by step, day by day, to see if you two can make it work. But generally, I feel like you guys can have a strong, committed connection to each other. This is balanced, this is balanced, this is a card of balance. This one here is a card of change, and usually about positive change, the completion of one cycle and the start of another. Usually a positive new beginning. So telling your person how you feel will create a positive new opportunity for the both of you. Okay. The Ageless, the light in the darkness. The keywords here are healing, graciousness, and acceptance. Okay. Yeah, I think that this is going to be, this is essentially saying that your partner, your person, will sort of see this as a light in the dark because they are doing a little bit of healing and mending here. And I think for most of you, your person would welcome this admission of feelings, and they would see it as something that can help them improve their life and heal further. Okay, move on, essentially. Again, for some of you, there may be a little bit of resistance to some of the change that will need to happen to make this relationship work, but it's not something that's insurmountable. It's not something that you can't work through. Okay? But yes, graciousness and acceptance, I think your person will, again, be open to your feelings and will accept your feelings and maybe even reciprocate generally. Okay. I believe this card is called the House, and I'm definitely getting a very homey feel from it. So this is a card about having a nice home and a family life and having security and protection, okay, having a good foundation from which to work on. So even if your partner isn't immediately open to the changes that this connection will require to fully flourish. Long term, I think that's definitely, it's going to happen. It's just that you have to work over some of the bumps in the road, as it were. But yes, this is very positive. So coming back to our center cards here, in terms of intensification, I feel like what is intensifying is mostly good things. Their life situation and getting it maybe back on track for some of them, but getting it where they want it to be, moving towards a better place in their life. Intensification of your connection together, also a good thing here. With smoke and prayers, it is possible that some of you, your person will actually consider this an answer to their prayers. Maybe they've had some interest in you, and so they will be very receptive to what you have to say regarding the way that you feel. It could also be that this connection feels like a spiritual soul connection, which is also good. When I think of prayers, though, generally I think of communication and spirituality. And so, yeah, I feel like for some of you, your person will feel a strong spiritual connection with your connection. And they may be someone who is very spiritual in their life in general. With Medusa here, I'm not really feeling the keywords here on the card. Jealousy leads to downfall. I mean, that's good advice that, if you or your person is someone who struggles with jealousy, that is something that needs to be worked through. But the thing about Medusa is that she's a very multifaceted figure. And there is an aspect of Medusa that is protective. So when I first saw her there, I was wondering if your person wasn't protective on some level. And it does make sense here that she's up here on the top portion with these cards here, because, the Four of Earth, the Two of Swords, the Four of Coins, they can be more protective and closed off energies. And so there is an aspect for some of you, your person is someone who has their walls up a little for whatever reason. But I really think that that is something that you two can overcome. Okay? Again, the jealousy leads to downfall thing. I don't think that is really, that wasn't really resonating with me at all when I first saw it. The thing is that some of the other piles, the reading started out great and then it went south really fast. So, I didn't want to make any claims about this card and then have it turn out that, your person is someone who's really jealous and you should run for the hills, basically. So, I don't think that is relevant at all. I think it's more about having a defensive nature, maybe on some level. And they could also be, because they invest so much and they work so hard at everything that they really connect with and feel driven to put the effort into, it could be also that they are defensive of their relationships as well. And because they've put in all of that work to build that connection and make things good in that relationship, that they are protective of it. So there could be a little bit of a layer of jealousy there, but really I don't think that is something that most of you have to worry about. Okay, so the shadow cards here will represent how things will progress and change. And we have ritual and invocation. Okay, so an invocation, for those who aren't familiar with ritual structure, is words that we say to call in something new to our space, to our current time. Okay. Invocation here in concerns to you and your partner is very good energy because it means that you two are welcoming each other into your lives. You're welcoming this connection into your lives. Hey, the spider, be meticulous and patient. Yeah, so I think that this really comes back to the Queen of Pumpkins energy here, even the Emperor and the Knight of Pumpkins. Your person, again, is someone who puts a lot of thought and effort into the things that they invest in, the things that they create and build in their life. Okay, and with some of this closed off energy here, it may take a little time to work out all of the details in a way that is comfortable for your person. But again, I think, I'm fairly positive overall that you two will work everything out. Because your person is very detail oriented, they will find a way. And so if you work with them in sorting through those details, etc., you can make that process a little easier for the both of you. And of course, be patient, while that process unfolds. Hey, Black Cat, good luck. Yeah, I think your person is really going to view this change as a good thing that they are welcoming into their life. Okay? The Four of Candles or the Four of Wands. This is a wonderful card here. This is a card about celebration. It's about putting in the work and reaping the fruit of all of that effort and being able to celebrate it and be happy about it. Okay, so this could be, since this side of the reading is more about your person and their internal climate, they may be celebrating your connection, and that is wonderful. They may also successfully achieve the healing and moving towards a better place that they were looking for also, and that is something that they will be celebrating in the future also. Okay, we have merrymaking. Yeah. Your partner they're going to have a lot of happiness and good luck and good fortune in their life in the future. Okay. And remember, we had success here earlier, and here we have action, which is good because it means that they will be putting in the action to get things done, to get them where they need to be and where they need to go. And that is wonderful that, you have someone who is willing to invest and go all in this connection. Okay. Next, we have the Fool. So the Fool is, again, it's another card of new beginnings. Okay. This is very positive energy. This card is about taking a leap of faith and having trust that everything is going to work out fine. I mean, your person is someone who works so hard at everything that they invest in that, if they take this leap of faith, it's almost guaranteed that it's going to work out fine because they are very detail oriented. They are meticulous and patient. And so they will make it work. Like, this leap of faith isn't just jumping out of a plane. This is jumping out of a plane, but having a parachute and then, a backup parachute. And the parachute has been so meticulously packed that there's no way it couldn't work. But just in case it doesn't, you've got that extra one. This is really like almost a sure thing, a leap of faith kind of deal. Okay, we have Joan the Maid, Guardian of Saints. This is Joan of Arc here. The keywords are humility, disillusionment, and champion. I think overall, Joan of Arc here, or Jeanne, represents, she was someone who worked for the good of others. Okay, and that's a very positive sign that this connection will probably be about working together for your common good together, for your happiness. So I think that this is, minus the disillusionment card. That has more to do with the specific meaning of the card within the context of the Oracle deck itself. That they say that she is someone who is disillusioned with the politics of the world of Mausolea. That's not relevant to you guys, okay? Humility, being humble, and working together for the common good may be something that isn't present at the start, but can be there in the future because of this closed energy here, this sort of hesitance or resistance to change. But it's mainly because your person doesn't like jumping off the cliff or out of the plane without a parachute and, an emergency chute as well. So, I think that's what that's about. Okay. And you two can be champions for each other and working forward in helping your person sort through the details and so on. Okay. Lastly, we have the person. I believe this one is sometimes also called the man, but the energy can be applied to anyone. That it comes back to action here. And notice he's got a magnifying glass there. So, your person being detail oriented and things like that, like to open up this blocked energy here, it's just a matter of figuring out the specifics to help them feel comfortable, that they know what they're doing, that they know how things should be done, how to get them done, and then they can move forward and work towards that goal. They're not someone who does things sloppily or hastily or without care. They need to have things planned and ready to go before they really go for it. So at least in terms of like the possibility of you two moving in together and things of that sort, like hopefully they are able to be spontaneous in a romantic way that works for you. But yeah, so that brings me to your alphabet oracles. We have Iota, Chai, and Mu. The oracle verse for Iota is, "In all things thou shalt excel with sweat." Okay, that comes back to being detail-oriented and really putting in the work and making your person feel comfortable, that they understand what is happening and how it's going to be happening and how to get there, etc. For Chai, we have the oracle verse, "Happily press on," says Zeus himself. Okay, I think that one really speaks for itself, that this is something that, yes, you should tell your partner how you feel. This is a great connection. Okay. Lastly, we have "Make no haste. In vain you press ahead." Okay. That comes back to the spider and this closed off energy here. Okay. Just make sure that you have all of the details planned out. Don't expect your partner to rush into anything where they're not ready to do anything hastily, etc. They are someone who likes knowing everything before they really advance ahead. They like having everything prepared and ready to go. They are the embodiment of the Knight of Pumpkins or the Knight of Coins energy, that they are prepared for everything. And if they feel like they're not prepared, then they need to be prepared before they move ahead. They're not careless. They're not hasty. And so that's all that is that if you try to rush your person or be hasty or careless in taking any steps as you two move on deeper together, connecting together, it's not going to work. Your partner is not going to be very receptive to that sort of energy. So you need to be a spider with your person and really focus on all of those details and everything. But otherwise, I think this is going to be a great connection. This person is going to be someone who makes you feel secure and stable and loved and cared for. Okay, and I think that is such a wonderful thing. We all could use more of that in our lives. So, all right, with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and leave you here, pile 3. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, please consider leaving me a like and a comment down below. And if you'd like to join me for another video, please consider subscribing. I do tarot readings 3 times a week. On Wednesday, I do a spiritual or general guidance reading. On Thursday, I do a romance reading. And then on Saturday, I do a week ahead tarot spread where we take a look at some of the things that you might be encountering in your week ahead. And then on Tuesdays, I do a tarot deck review, and on Fridays, I do an oracle deck review. So if any of that interests you, please do consider subscribing so that I can see you in another video. And until then, take care of yourself, pile 3, and good luck with everything. I think it's all gonna go just fine.